It is the WWE Draft episode, and I promise you won't have seen anything like this. Both Raw and Smackdown take place simultaneously. Raw from Manhattan and Madison Square Gardens, where we have seen thousands of people queuing up early to get into the arena, just so they can see where their favorite superstars are drafted tonight. And you need to let us know down in the comments section where your favorite superstar gets drafted to. Are they a Raw or are they a Smackdown superstar? We will have some news on NXT because we have some groundbreaking news about that brand. And from Indianapolis, we have Smackdown, which is taking place at the Lucas Oil Stadium. And likewise, we have seen fans queuing up to get into this beautiful place for a long time now. Again, all itching to see just who the blue brand capture in this WWE Draft episode. We are also going to explain how you can get your very own superstar in this series, so watch out for that. But if you think you're going to like this episode, make sure you do subscribe and drop a like to support us. But we start the night off in Manhattan at Raw with Adam Pearce coming out to the arena, and he's going to explain alongside Nick Aldis just how this WWE Draft is going to work, because believe me, it is something you have never seen before. A totally unique conceptualization of how these drafts are going to work. And from Indianapolis, Nick Aldis makes his way into the ring, and there is a little surprise because our first pay-per-view, or PLE, is going to be the Royal Rumble on the 1st of February. We're starting at the start of the year. But Nick Aldis says, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the new era of WWE. You're about to lay witness to one of, if not the biggest shake-up within the wrestling industry. WWE is about to change beyond just the superficial draft dynamics, but to its very core. Adam Pearce on Raw says, with the very bedrock of WWE about to change drastically, we want to thank you, the WWE Universe, for being instrumental in supporting this new wrestling world. Tonight we begin with the WWE Draft. 13 live draft picks for both SmackDown and for Raw. Every single WWE superstar will be drafted, but we want to let you know that there is going to be no NXT. WWE has been proud to call NXT a staple hold within the company for so long, but I can now officially announce that it will no longer air and from now on has been disbanded. However, WWE does have plans to draft the NXT Superstars, and Nick Aldis says with NXT no longer existing, more news on why this has been decided will be announced later in tonight's inaugural draft episode. Adam Pearce says, so let's move on to how the WWE Draft will work. As you can see, both Raw and SmackDown are coming to you live. Both will have 13 live draft picks being televised, with the rest of the WWE Superstars drafted off air. And Aldis says after tonight's draft is complete, there will be a number of mystery superstars drafted throughout the year. We feel this is an exciting way to keep the WWE Universe interested. Both shows will have 2 steel slots that they can use throughout the year as well, and this means Raw and SmackDown can pinch superstars from the other shows, as Nick Aldis now makes his way backstage to get the drafts underway. And Nick Aldis says, one final word from me before we commence with the draft, and that is that TNA, AAA and Hall of Fame superstars can appear on both shows. Here is what the WWE rosters are going to look like, and here is Raw's. Chief of the Board, The Rock, Chief Content Officer, Triple H, General Manager, Adam Pearce, and Talent Director, Paul Heyman. And over on the blue brand, we have The Rock and Triple H in their roles, General Manager Nick Aldis and Talent Director Kurt Angle. And you can see every title has been made vacant in this new WWE landscape. Again, more confirmation that the Raw titles that are on your screen have all been made vacant, and every superstar will get an opportunity to battle for one championship. The same is taking place on SmackDown as well. You can see the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got the return of the European Championship as well. So I think you can agree WWE has definitely been made very different. And we're in the Performance Center where Shawn Michaels says, it was difficult to see that NXT would be disbanded, but myself and Hunter were keen to ensure that the WWE landscape would flourish. Because of this, the WWE development is now in your hands. If you want your superstar to appear in the series, then become a channel member today. More to come soon. You guys, by becoming a channel member, you can get your superstar in this series. More information later. We will go into more detail about how the Performance Center will work next week on Raw, but for now I want you to let us know where your favourite superstars get drafted to. The drafts will work one after the other, and every superstar in WWE is eligible. Careers can change with one pick, tag teams, factions, champions. No one is safe, and I can promise you this, Raw is going to get the absolute best of the best. And we head back to Illinois and SmackDown, and Nick says Raw will make their selections and SmackDown will make ours. But make no mistake about it, the competition between our brands starts right here, right now. The ratings war will start from this moment on. Officially, it is SmackDown versus Raw. The red brand wants to call itself the flagship, but the blue brand is ready to prove why SmackDown is the place to be. So without further ado, let's get this draft started. Here we go, folks, the draft. The very number one picks are about to be made. And for Raw, the number one draft pick is the visionary. It is Seth freaking Rollins. He has been at the top of his game for over a decade now, and I am proud to announce that he is a Raw superstar. Adam Pearce choosing him as his very first pick here in this draft episode. Ladies and gentlemen, the first pick for Monday Night Raw is a man who needs no introduction. He's a former world champion, a trailblazer, a revolutionary, a beast slayer, and the visionary of WWE. Raw selects Seth freaking Rollins, and I can't believe it, but that is the very first pick in this episode. Seth Rollins makes his way to the red brand, and I'm sure he is going to be a fascinating superstar on that show. But over to Illinois and SmackDown, where their number one pick is the second former member of the Shield. It is the tribal chief, the final chief. It is Roman Reigns. Of course, he was going to be high up in these draft selection picks, but he is SmackDown's number one draft pick. The first pick for Friday Night SmackDown is not just a superstar, he is the superstar. He is the longest reigning champion of the modern era, the head of the table, the tribal chief. SmackDown selects Roman Reigns. And I'm sure Roman is going to be vying for titles from day one. But with the Royal Rumble coming up, I'm sure there is going to be lots of twists and turns along the way. Confirmation that Roman Reigns is a SmackDown superstar, and here is an update on the draft so far. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns making their way to their brands respectively. And remember, comment down below where your favorite superstar goes as we see CM Punk as the second Raw draft pick, making his way into the Raw Arena in Madison Square Gardens, the self-proclaimed best in the world, potentially becoming Raw's best pick of the night. But I'm sure Adam Pearce is going to explain why he's chosen him. This next pick is a game changer. He is a former world champion, a voice that cannot be silenced, and one of the most controversial and talked about superstars in WWE history. A star that divides opinion and loves controversy. Monday Night Raw selects CM Punk, and I think that's what Adam Pearce is going for here. Controversy, chaos, it gets bums in seats, and I'm sure, well, with Seth Rollins and CM Punk both on Raw, there is going to be some bubbling rivalry there. But we're back on SmackDown, and it is the American Nightmare. It is Cody Rhodes who makes his way into the Lucas Oil Arena. This man, of course, was high up on everybody's draft bingo card, and he is his second draft on the blue brand. Again, another superstar that you'd imagine would be in the title picture. But Nick Aldis says, ladies and gentlemen, this next pick is a coup for SmackDown. He is a man who has main evented WrestleMania, a man whose story has captivated the world, and a man who represents legacy, pride, and destiny. Friday Night SmackDown selects the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Two fascinating and groundbreaking draft picks. Cody Rhodes for the blue brand, who I am sure will make himself at home very, very quickly. But for Raw, CM Punk. Out of these two, what is the better draft pick? Let us know down below. And guys, of course, you can support us as well by super chatting, by hyping the video. All of the support helps the channel grow, as well as Raw has just grown drastically with their third draft pick. It is Gunther, the Ring General. That is pretty high up on the draft picks. Gunther, Raw's third draft pick. This man gave relevance to the Intercontinental Championship. He became a world champion as well. Our third draft pick, Adam Pearce, goes on to say, is one of the most dominant superstars of our time. He is a man who has redefined excellence, a record-breaking intercontinental champion, and a competitor who strikes fear into anyone who stands across from him. Monday Night Raw selects the ring general, Gunther. And Gunther is going to be a superstar that I am damn well sure wants to get his hands on some gold. So you're going to have to stay tuned to find out if that happens. Back on SmackDown and the third draft pick, everybody, let's yeet along with Jey Uso, a man who has drastically ingrained himself in the WWE Universe heart. Everyone yeeting along with him, although I think they're a little bit out of sync there. But anyway, the WWE Universe yeeting along with their favourite yeeter of worlds. And Nick Aldis says, for our third pick in the WWE Draft, SmackDown selects a man who's proven he can carry the main event. A man who embodies family loyalty and the legacy of one of the most dominant factions in WWE, the Bloodline. SmackDown selects main event Jey Uso. And I think the WWE Universe enjoyed that, especially everybody in the Lucas Oil Stadium tonight. Perhaps maybe everybody in Indianapolis as well. But let's head on over. Confirmation that Gunther and Jey Uso are Raw and SmackDown's third draft picks retrospectively. But we take no breath, people, because Raw's fourth draft pick is none other than the man, Becky Lynch, joining her real-life husband, Seth Rollins, as a Raw superstar. Becky Lynch, who's had a little bit of a personality change recently, becoming almost as egotistical as her husband, Seth Rollins. These two are going to be just taking over Raw, you can tell. But Pearce says the fourth draft pick and the first female superstar drafted for Monday Night Raw is not just a superstar, she is a force of nature. She has shattered records, headlined WrestleMania, and proved time and time again that she is unstoppable. Raw selects the man, Becky Lynch, and I am sure she is definitely going to have her hands in the title picture. Confirmation that Becky Lynch is Raw's fourth draft pick, and like Pearce said, the first female drafted, which is quite an iconic moment. SmackDown's draft pick and their first female drafted tonight is none other than Rhea Ripley, who is going to be bringing brutality with her to the Blue Brand and to SmackDown. She has ascended to one of the female greats, to one of the top female WWE superstars in the modern era. And Rhea Ripley is our fourth draft pick in the WWE Draft tonight. SmackDown selects a superstar who is pure power incarnate. She is unstoppable, unrelenting, and ready to dominate everyone who steps in her way. Make no mistake about it, Rhea is here to lead the SmackDown Women's Division. Guys, what do you think of Rhea Ripley harnessing that power, bringing the brutality to the Blue Brand? Let us know down below what you think of all of these draft picks. Becky Lynch is the fourth Raw draft pick, and Rhea Ripley is the fourth SmackDown draft pick. But without further ado, I want to let you guys know that the Royal Rumble is in 4 weeks' time, taking place from the Lucas Oil Stadium, where we are right now on SmackDown. But we are going to be having qualifying matches on both Raw and SmackDown, and this Royal Rumble is going to be the biggest in WWE history. Now, heading back over to Raw and to Manhattan, and we have the Scottish sociopath, the Scottish psychopath. It is Drew McIntyre making his way to Raw as their fifth draft pick. This is a sensational pick because Drew McIntyre will definitely want to crush skulls and claymore anyone that gets in his way. Pearce says, for our next pick, Monday Night Raw selects a man who is a true warrior, another former world champion, and a superstar who embodies strength, resilience, and determination. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, will certainly intrigue the WWE Universe here on Raw, and he has certainly got bodies to claymore. Can you just imagine some of these rivalries that could be taking place? Because rivalries will be a thing in this series, I can assure you of that. But back over now to the Lucas Oil Stadium, and SmackDown's fifth draft pick just got phenomenal. Make sure you guys are phenomenal by dropping a groundbreaking like on today's video. But AJ Styles is confirmed as a SmackDown superstar, a fan favorite with the WWE Universe, and I think everybody in the Lucas Oil Stadium is up on their feet. Nick Aldis says, for our 5th pick in the WWE Draft, SmackDown selects a man who is the epitome of excellence. He is a multiple-time world champion, a master of the ring, and one of the most feared and respected competitors in WrestleMania history. We select the phenomenal AJ Styles. I cannot wait to see what he gets up to on SmackDown, and confirmation that AJ is a blue brand superstar. What do you think of that, guys? We're going to show you confirmation of both the 5th draft picks tonight. It is Drew McIntyre for Raw, and it is AJ Styles for SmackDown. Guys, what do you think of that? But without further ado, let's move on to the 6th draft pick, and Raw has chosen Randy Orton, the master of the RKO, the former legend killer, a stalwart within WWE, and this man will now be plying his trade on the red brand. Adam Pearce with a absolutely incredible draft pick there. Randy is our 6th draft pick. Monday Night Raw selects a man who is a legend, a master of chaos, and one of the most dangerous competitors to ever step foot in a WWE ring. He is calculated, he is cunning, and he's always ready to strike with a devastating RKO. And this man will RK just about anybody. He does not care. So Adam Pearce needs to watch himself. But if you're ready to see RKOs galore, make sure you tune in to the episodes of Raw, because that's where Randy Orton is going to be. And on the SmackDown brand, their 6th draft pick is none other than the lone werewolf. It is Jacob Fatu. This man has endured prison. This man has endured family rivalries. And now this man is going to be on SmackDown. Nick Aldis says, for our next pick, SmackDown selects a man who has lived a life on trial and tribulation. He has walked through fire, survived the hardest tests, including time behind bars, and come out stronger, more dangerous, and more feared than ever. We select the lone wolf. It is Jacob Fatu. That is right. This man is going to be making his debut within this series on SmackDown. And guys, this man is unpredictable, unrelenting, and all of it can be seen on SmackDown. Randy Orton for Raw and Jacob Fatu for SmackDown. Let us know what brand is looking like your favorite down in the comments section. Who's drafted the best superstars? Is it Raw, who are now introducing Kevin Owens? Stun Owens, stun. This man, again, a little bit like Randy Orton, very unpredictable, can turn from face to heel with a click of a finger. And this man is just going to bring so much chaos and calamity to Raw. I cannot wait. Adam Pearce says, for the next pick, Monday Night Raw selects a man who is as tough as they come, unpredictable, and never backs down from a fight. He is a multiple-time champion, a superstar who plays by his own rules, and a competitor who will take on anyone, anytime. The unstoppable Kevin Owens. What a big scalp to have on Raw. Kevin Owens is a superstar that could be in the world title picture, but rest assured, he'll be in and around the title picture at some point. Now, this one's going to definitely get you off your feet, because SmackDown have chosen one of, if not the most popular superstar within WWE. Their 7th draft pick is LA Knight. Yeah! This man, with one word, can captivate the WWE universe. The WWE audience waits on every word that comes out of his mouth. And Aldis says SmackDown's next draft pick is a man who doesn't just enter the ring, he owns it. He is confident, charismatic, and is always ready to steal the spotlight. It's LA Knight. He's here to turn heads, start rivalries, and remind everyone what it means to be a phenomenon on SmackDown. Guys, I'm going to reckon you guys are going to have enjoyed this draft pick. LA Knight, everybody's favorite superstar. Leave a like for us for LA Knight, and of course get those comments down below. So Kevin Owens and LA Knight are the 7th picks for Raw and SmackDown respectively. Whew. This episode just gets better and better. And the 8th draft pick, we're back to female superstars. It is Charlotte Flair, the indistinguishable superstar, the legend, the daughter of Hall of Famer Ric Flair, but by her own merits is a WWE legend. Charlotte Flair, one of, if not the most powerful women's superstars on the roster, finds her way on the red brand. And Adam Pearce says, for our 8th pick, we choose Charlotte Flair, Monday Night Raw now possesses a superstar who is not just a champion, she is a force of nature, a multiple-time women's champion, a legend in the making, and one of the most dominant competitors to ever step in a WWE ring. Here comes the Queen. That is right, Adam. The Queen makes her way onto the red brand, and with Becky Lynch on there as well, we could have one hell of a seismic rivalry. But rivalries are going to be something that you guys can get involved in. More on that as we delve on into the series. But SmackDown's 8th draft pick is Liv Morgan, the kind of co-leader of the Judgment Day. But will the rest of the Judgment Day be joining her on SmackDown? You're just going to have to stay tuned, guys, because I'm not giving you any spoilers. You got to tune in to the end. But Nick Aldis says for our next pick, SmackDown selects a superstar who is not just fearless. She is deceptive, calculating, and ready to play mind games with everyone in her path. She may smile, she may chaunt, but make no mistake, she will stop at nothing to win. It's the devious Liv Morgan, and of course a heel superstar at present, but there may be a change of heart for Liv Morgan. Again, it's down to you guys what you want to see these superstars get up to. But Liv Morgan is a SmackDown superstar, and the second female superstars for Raw, Charlotte Flair, and for SmackDown, Liv Morgan, are certainly going to be whirlwinds on their respective brands. Now moving on to the 9th draft pick, we're here on Raw, and oh my god, this is a massive shock because we have got Aleister Black making his way into the arena. He is in the top 10 draft picks, meaning that Adam Pearce thinks Aleister Black is going to be a big superstar on the red brand. I cannot believe Aleister Black is the 9th draft pick. Aleister Black is our 9th WWE draft pick. Monday Night Raw selects a man who returns to WWE stronger, darker, and more dangerous than ever. After making his mark in AEW, he comes back to Raw to strike fear into the hearts of everyone who steps in his way. Wow, just look at that. Aleister Black, a Raw superstar, mixing it up with the big boys on the red brand. And with the Royal Rumble upcoming, Aleister Black could be a surprise contender and a dark horse in that match if he qualifies, because we've got qualifying matches. But over on SmackDown, we've got another superstar who is equally as dangerous and devious. It is Finn Balor, SmackDown's 9th draft pick. He actually joins Liv Morgan, so we've got two members of the Judgment Day on SmackDown. It looks like that faction could be continuing. Aldis says for our next pick in the WWE draft, SmackDown selects a man who is as talented as he is dangerous. A former world champion, a master of the ring, and the leader of the Judgment Day, ready to bring chaos and dominance to the blue brand. SmackDown selects the Demon King. It is Finn Balor. So it looks like the Judgment Day could be a SmackDown superstars. We still got no Dominic Mysterio or JD McDonough, but I'm sure Nick Aldis knows what he's doing. And there's confirmation that Aleister Black and Finn Balor are the newest draft picks for Raw and SmackDown. And like I've said, let us know, discuss down below what you think of these draft picks. But this one is certainly going to garner your attention because Raw's 10th draft pick is Bron Breakker. That is right. Again, he has made it into the top 10, showcasing that Adam Pearce sees him as a top dominant superstar to bring to his red brand that is starting afresh in this new era. Our next pick in the WWE draft, the Monday Night Raw selects a man who is destined for greatness. He comes from wrestling royalty, a legacy built on championship bloodlines, and tonight he carries that legacy to Raw. Raw selects the dog, the future of WWE, Bron Breakker. And that's exactly it. I think Adam Pearce sees Bron as the future of WWE, and that future will be taking place on Raw. Bron Breakker. And Bron Breakker's on the same brand as Seth Rollins, so is Seth Rollins' vision going to be intact on Raw? But draft pick 10 for SmackDown is Shinsuke Nakamura, and he has had a little bit of an attire change, wearing a mask, being as odd. Is that the right word for Shinsuke? He's a little bit odd. He's an oddity, and this oddity takes place on the blue brand. Next up, SmackDown selects a man who is a legend across the globe. He has captured championships, headlined events, and mesmerized fans with his unique style and presence. He's a master in the ring and a true icon in the history of wrestling. He is the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, and guys, a former Royal Rumble winner. And could Shinsuke, if he qualifies for the Royal Rumble, be another surprise dark horse in the Royal Rumble and win it a second time? Perhaps maybe this time he'll actually do something with the win, because he failed to capitalize on that win when he won it a few years ago. But Bron Breakker and Shinsuke Nakamura, Raw and Smackdown Superstars. And the 11th draft pick, it is everybody's favorite underdog. It is Sami Zayn. This man captures the heart of the WWE Universe every single time he enters the arena, he enters the ring. Fans go crazy for Sami Zayn, and I think it's because they see themselves within him. A typical underdog that seems to always put his heart into everything. Pearce says for our next pick, Monday Night Raw selects Sami Zayn, who's been a part of the WWE for over a decade. He has fought in every arena, taken on the biggest names in the business, and left his mark as one of the most dedicated and talented superstars in the company. And that's what Raw is looking for, talented and dedicated superstars. Sami Zayn is a superstar that will not back down from any competitor. So we shall see just what we have in store for Sami Zayn. And continuing to SmackDown, we have Solo Sikoa making his way into the Lucas Oil Arena, and still wearing the Ula Fala. Does Solo Sikoa still see himself as leader of the Bloodline? Did he get the memo that Roman Reigns is also on SmackDown? We could see some tensions boiling over and carrying on between these two. But the next pick in the WWE Draft and SmackDown selects Solo Sikoa, says Nick Aldis. A man who carries a legacy like no other. He comes from one of the most iconic wrestling families in the world. Former member and leader of the Bloodline, Solo already has so much experience to bring to SmackDown. So, Solo Sikoa, Ula Fala, SmackDown, Roman Reigns. I can predict fireworks between these two men, but we will see. Moving on, Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa represent the 11th picks in this WWE Draft episode. Draft pick number 12, and we have got Jade Cargill. This diamond in the rough is the third female superstar drafted to Raw, following on from Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. We have already got three absolute juggernauts in the women's division on Raw. Jade Cargill is no different. Monday Night Raw selects a superstar who has shown the world that she is a phenomenon. In her short time within WWE, she has dominated matches, made her presence felt, and proved she is a force to be reckoned with. Raw selects the formidable Jade Cargill. I love the attire that she is in as well. It is absolutely incredible. But Jade Cargill is a Raw superstar. I cannot wait to see just how she performs. And is she going to qualify for the Royal Rumble? Watch this space. Draft pick number 12 on SmackDown is a superstar equally as talented as Jade Cargill on Raw. It is Tiffany Stratton, the 12th draft pick. The athletic, the charismatic, the beautiful Tiffany Stratton is surely going to be a humongous popular draft pick for you guys, the WWE Universe. And Nick Aldis says, for the next pick in the WWE Draft, SmackDown selects a superstar who is pure athleticism personified. We choose Tiffany Stratton, who combines power, speed, and incredible skill to dominate her opponents, and she's ready to bring her high-flying, explosive style to the blue brand. That is a fascinating pick, and one that I am absolutely sure that you guys are gonna fall in love with. The beautiful Tiffany Stratton is a SmackDown superstar. Confirmation that the third female superstars drafted to each brand is Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. And now, for the final live televised draft picks, Raw has chosen an absolute brilliant superstar. A fantastic capture. It is Penta. This man is definitely one of the biggest superstars in WWE at the moment. One of the most popular superstars within WWE at the moment. And one of the most majestic superstars in WWE at the moment. Monday Night Raw's last live draft pick is a man who is a master of luchador athleticism. He is known for his high-flying moves, unpredictable strikes, and death-defying style that leaves opponents stunned. After making his mark in AEW, Pentagon Jr. is a Raw superstar, Kilo Miedo. And that is probably one of my favorite picks of the draft, guys. Pentagon Jr. is a Raw superstar. I cannot wait to see him unleashed on the red brand. But the last live draft pick on the blue brand, it is Oba Femi. Guys, this absolute Nigerian prince, the Nigerian powerhouse, the Nigerian juggernaut is going to ruffle feathers, I can absolutely tell. Bringing sheer power and dominance to the blue brand, he is going to upset a lot of superstars along the way. Nick Aldis says, Smackdown's last live draft pack is a man who carries the pride, strength, and spirit of Nigeria with him into every match. He is powerful, dynamic, and ready to show the world what it means to represent his heritage with honor and dominance. Welcome, Oba Femi. I cannot wait to see this man get underway and start his WWE career in this new era. But here he is, Oba Femi, on your screen. Guys, make sure you let us know down below where your favorite superstar has gone, as we're about to see an overview of the whole roster. Here is Raw's every title vacant. We've got Bronson Reed, we've got Bianca Belair, Rey Fenix, we've got Jordan Grace. So many superstars for you to drool over. And on SmackDown, we've got the likes of Nia Jax, we've got Tana Tonga and JC Matteo. We've also got the Wyatt Six, we've got Julia. There are so many superstars. Guys, if you have enjoyed this draft episode, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, drop a like, hype the video, and we will see you all for the next episode, which is going to be a Raw episode.